Hi, this is Katie Shell. I am an intuitive healer and spiritual counselor. I work with several modalities, including aromatherapy, astrology, and body movement. Everything I do is about getting us in touch more with our bodies and synchronizing our body, mind, and spirit so we can live more fully, more self love, more self acceptance, all of these wonderful things that a lot of us are lacking in this world all of the time. And everybody needs a little help with sometimes. So in this video, it is an aromatherapy video, and I am talking about myrrh. I'm mostly talking about this new amazing sweet myrrh, which is going to be different than probably myrrhs that you've experienced before. And it's new to Wisdom of the Earth. We have two myrrhs. We have kind of the traditional myrrh, and now we have the sweet myrrh. We've had it before, but I've been with the company for, I don't know, 11 years or something like that at this point. It's been a while, and this is my first chance experiencing sweet myrrh. It's been kind of out of unavailable for so long. So when I opened this bottle, I totally fell in love. She is, if you've worked with myrrh before, it's very thick. It can get sticky pretty easily, especially if you've had the bottle for a while. Like if you're good, you want to make sure that you're wiping the edges off to keep it clean. But even with real diligence with that, it still gets sticky over time, and it gets harder and harder to work with. I love it. It's actually one of my favorite oils. It's one of the ones I've worked with the most because of its amazing abilities to balance the physical and emotional, spiritual bodies. It's very grounding in that way. It's about bringing those two pieces together. When I do dance workshops, a lot of times I will anoint the head and the feet with it once we're done to kind of resync all of those pieces together that we've been moving through. I work with it. It's in part of my Magdalene collection. So whenever I do a Magdalene workshop, we include myrrh on that because it's one of the ones she's known for. It's an ancient oil. It's an ancient healing oil. I believe on the Wisdom of the Earth website, it says the language for this new sweet myrrh that comes from the word all healing. And so it really is. It does so many different things. Again, either one of the myrrhs does all of these different, any of the myrrhs do all of these things where it's helping for your teeth and your gums. Like I said, it's that grounding aspect, that bringing together the spiritual and physical. You can put it on your feet, you can put it on your head, I put it on the throat a lot because it's good for speaking. It works on that throat chakra. It supports the thyroid, especially when layered with myrtle. And it's just very, very calming and centering and grounding. You know, people talk about frankincense and myrrh together a lot. Frankincense to me is much more in the head, much more ethereal. A lot of times it's much more masculine. Although if you look at my videos, there's one, we have a kind of a unique frankincense, which is called black frankincense. And anything black is about grounding and earth and connection with that. So it has a greater feminine energy to it, but myrrh already had that. All myrrhs have that, which is why I, again, had tended to gravitate more towards myrrh than frankincense for those kinds of issues, for that kind of energy of those ancient anointing energy. So with that, I want to talk about the sweet myrrh and why I'm so in love with it. It's thinner, so it's easier to work with than the traditional myrrh. So you can see this as I pour it, it just goes, a lot of myrrh just came right out there, like happens with a lot of other oils. So I'm going to put it on my throat right now, and I'm going to put a little bit on my gums because I'm having some gum issues. And it tastes better. It tastes so much better than the other myrrh. Not that the other one doesn't work, but this one has this kind of florally herbal quality to it. I double checked because I thought maybe it came from a different part of the plant, and that maybe there was leaves or branches or something in it that made it more florally because of that. Now, it's still a steam distilled resin. It still comes from the resin of the tree and not from any other part of the tree. So it's just this, again, the sweetness comes through this floral thing. So If you're working on gum issues, if you're working on teeth issues, it may be a nicer one to work with. And then I will anoint the head, anoint the feet when we're talking about grounding and connecting with the earth and physical, excuse me, the physical with the emotional spiritual, because that's a lot of times one of the sources of our of issues that we face. It's a disconnect between those two things. The spirit wants something else and the body is kind of blindly kind of moving about and just kind of fumbling through things and not allowing those two parts of us to connect. And so when we're feeling out of sorts, when we're feeling out of touch with our mission, with the things that we're here meant to do, working with the Myrrh will help ground us into our physical bodies, into the physical earth. So we want to be here. Like, you need to want to be here in order to function, in order to fulfill whatever thing that your spirit chose to try to learn and experience in this life. You need to be able to have that fluidity between the heavens and earth. And myrrh really, really helps with it. That's why it's one of the Magdalene oils. It's why it's such a spiritual, well known for its spiritual qualities, not because it sends you up into the rafters and into, it has help with channeling, it does help in communication with guides, with other dimensional beings, other higher self, all of those things. But in order to really connect with those things and to internalize them and use them to accomplish things, to fulfill yourself, to feel stronger and more whole, you really need to make sure that you are balancing and connecting all of that into the earth and into the ground. And so myrrh really helps with that. So this, again, I hope this gives you some ideas on how to work with myrrh. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, anything. I've got this available on my website, katieshell.com. It is a little bit, and the other nice thing about the sweet myrrh, it's a little bit, price is a little lower than the other myrrh, although they're very close. Both are available on my website, and I hope to see you again. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day.